Dr. J, not of basketball fame. Tell me a little bit about the process of the hearing loss, how it was tested, identified, how it's impacted your life. Just curious.
Okay, well, it's kind of like I knew I was going to have a hearing problem because both my grandfather and then my mother, and so I figured, as you get older, you know what you're going to get from your parents.
Yep.
And I assumed it would happen. In fact, the first time I was actually tested, Dr. Ehrlich tested me in 1977, which is a long time ago. That was when she was at Stanford Hospital and I was working over there. And so it was, we knew it was going to happen. Probably 10 years ago, I went to a local medical clinic and got tested and got my first hearing aid. And since that time, I've probably gone through, I think I looked the other day, there's about 4 of them in a box.
What kind of hearing aids have you worn?
I've worn the ones that you can't see, that are in the ear.
So was that the most important thing to you?
Oh, most important was to hear, but if I had a choice, my
ego
wanted me not to look old,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a college professor, and I do college counseling.
Okay.
So that keeps me young, actually. And so I didn't want to look old, and I always associated hearing aids with old people. Technology improved. I think my hearing's probably gotten worse, and I found that I wasn't hearing soft-speaking students, clients, and that's absolutely essential. So I decided I better get retested and look and find something that'll do it.
Who recommended your first hearing aid? And you only had one, right?
I've only had kind of one provider up to this point, and that's been the local medical clinic. So that my general practitioner goes there, the eye, ear, nose, and throat doctor that I work with he's part of the kind of the same subunit of the clinic. Mm-hmm. So it's through the medical clinic that I went to.
So you came here?
Yes. I've known I said for a long time. I figured I probably need to get 2 rather than 1, and you take advantage of the latest technology, which means getting them out of my ear.
Have you had 2 before, or is this your first experience with 2?
First experience with 2.
I didn't know that. I thought you'd had 2 hearing aids before.
No.
Okay. You understand why we fit both ears, right? Did we give you a good enough education on that part of it?
When I look at it, the graphs, I have some loss in each ear,
right?
And my sense is that you want, how my brain works, I want things to be balanced as much as possible. I don't know anything technically beyond that.
It's difficult to hear in background noise, which has been a problem, I assume.
Yes, absolutely.
Doing it in one ear, you don't get the balance. You also don't get real accurate localization, telling where sound is coming from when you've only got one ear.
I've not noticed the problem with where sound comes from at all. But if I'm out to dinner, I was, a week ago Sunday, the group of us from the church, and we went after church, and there was, my wife wasn't there, but so there were 11 of us around a table in a restaurant, and I sat on the end of the table, which really helps me, and I was the oddball because, everybody else had coupled up, but I struggled. It's kind of like a lot of the tension and energy that normally just flows into a conversation is into, now, what did he say, where to fit, how would I put that in context, and you're thinking, working at it, and it should be easy.
With the new hearing aids you have now, you went to a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, pretty noisy place. How'd you do over there this time?
I didn't think about it.
Didn't have to pay attention to it?
No.
Okay.
No, it was perfect.
So something should have been working right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
The technology now compared to what you had before, how do you have a concept of what the differences are between the two?
I don't know, truthfully, what goes on inside the hearing aid. I mean, it's amazing what they've been able to do in 10 years ago and today. But when you look around, when I look how my cell phone has changed in 10 years, I mean, that technology pervades all of our lives, and so I assume that there's changes equivalent to that inside.
You doing okay on the phone now?
I can't make it squeal.
Yeah.
And I really tried.
How's your understanding ability on the phone?
I've not noticed a problem.
Not a problem.
I've not noticed a problem.
I heard you talking to your wife yesterday, and your biggest comment was, "I forget they're in there,"
That's exactly true.
and that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, right now I wouldn't be aware of them except we're talking about them, and now I think about them and I can't feel them. I mean, I'm trying. I can't feel them. You know, now if I could wiggle my ears, I could probably make some sound, or if I touch them, I hear them.
Mm-hmm.
When I put my glasses on and off, they slide by it, and I'm aware they're there. But you know, that's kind of nothing.
Okay, that's good. That's what we want you to be able to do. With somebody where hearing loss is changing over time, if it is, you want to have enough range in the hearing aids you put on to adjust them.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of range with these to go. So hopefully they're going to give you several years of really good service. Okay?
I hope so.
All right, thank you.